Hello and welcome to the Performance Racing League PRL. We are at the final 12th stage of the season here at Austria, and you join us for qualifying. Alongside me is the one and only Matty Boy. How are you doing?
Hello guys, really well. We are here for the season finale, Constructors Championship speaking in Austria, because those who don't know, it was expected after the last round in Bahrain that Ramsey and Shershaft were going to fight for the title at this last race, but a penalty have been applied to Shershaft, who dropped it behind Ramsey, and Ramsey then won the title at the stewards room, basically. So in Austria we have still a pretty interesting title decider, this time for Constructors. Always with the team of Ramsey and Shershaft. For Shershaft we have Alpha Tauri, for Ramsey we have Alpine. Alpine is 7 points behind Alpha Tauri. I wanna ask to you, Luco, when Drivers' Championship is decided and Constructors is also really close, but Constructors usually in the history of Formula 1 has always mattered lower than the driver's title. Does winning the Constructors get the same weight of the winning drivers now in this context?
In terms of in PRL, in league racing, to be fair, it kind of mirrors real life. So most people care more about the drivers' championship, especially in sort of a virtual game. But obviously in reality, the Constructors is more important because of the financial implications. So at the end of the day, well, it's actually a hard one to calculate, because if you win a drivers' championship, you can normally bring in better sponsors and bring in more money that way. But from the FIA itself, if you win the Constructors, you get more money. So it depends. Having said that, though, the PRL guys do care a lot about the Constructors. You see them messaging about it. I was reading Discord yesterday. They're definitely keen on winning that Constructors. So I know they'll be fighting really hard. So just because Ramsey is won doesn't mean that it's all over. And I'm sure you'll see this in qualifying. They're going to push really hard.
Yeah.
In fact, we're actually following Shershaft right now. He's just completed sector 1, flying down the main straight. Let's see how he takes this corner at the end. I see different lines here. Quite a late turn in. Interesting.
Yeah, Austria is like a track where, pretty much like Canada, you know, where you can take lots of penalties.
Yeah, that's true. I actually picked up 6 seconds today, although one of them I'll get rid of because that was just the game being silly. But yeah, I got a 3-second pen. It's so difficult because you want to carry tons of speed through here. This corner here, the second to last one, is the most common one I see people running wide. You just understeer slightly and you get a pen. But a 105.619 for Cher seems like quite a good banker lap, I'll say. In fact, 105.6, unless I've got my seconds wrong, that's a very good lap. I think I set a 105.8 or something like that. So that is actually, well, yeah, that was quicker than my lap in Tier 1, which is a bit embarrassing, really.
Look, it's another interesting thing to look like is that with a Constructor title decider, will the first driver give the slipstream at the second driver, maybe because he's like the more slower driver? Will the first driver give the slipstream to the second driver to maybe get together in the front row? Teamwork is like one of the things that obviously will pay more in a Constructor title decider like this.
Yeah. I do know that on Discord, in the Performance Racing League channel, or whatever you want to call it, they have team chats. And some of the drivers, they do communicate both before and during the race. Oh, Femi drops it just in sector 2, and his back end is absolutely fine. He's going to let the Merc go, and he's got a nice clean bit of space to just pull across the track. Brilliant driving from Femi. He's got loads of time to recover. It's not a big deal. In the meantime, Cher is just on another planet compared to the other drivers. So far, at least, anyway. Shep's sensibly getting out of the way. He's got another, I think, fast driver coming through, though. And he just about lets him through. It's a bit tight there. Yeah, Ramsey's on a hot lap, isn't he? Let's follow him through.
Yeah.
So he must, yeah, his 112 was clearly just a banker, wasn't using the battery. I sometimes do that as on my first stint. I just get the tyres perfect before I set the lap. And I'm looking at his temperatures. He's got them low 90s.
Purple middle sector for Ramsey.
Fantastic.
Who now has to respond, yeah, fantastic obviously. Who has now to respond to the runner-up in the Drivers' Championship, Shershaft. He arrives at the last corner, takes it very carefully, and it goes second.
Oh wow, 105.636. He's just so committed to these corners, taking so much speed. It's kind of embarrassing actually comparing it to how I was taking it. I was really tentative all day today. Great driving from Ramsey. I think he has more pace in the bag. I think he could have carried a little bit more speed on that very last corner. And notice he actually improved on his sector 1 there, and his battery's on 16%. He's not even trying, and he just went faster. So
he's going for another fast lap, 2 fastest lap in a row.
I actually think I'm going to call this out now. I reckon Ramsey can set a 105.0 if he nails it together.
He just needs to improve just a tiny bit for getting onto pole position. Then he will have all the time in the world to do a third lap. But has he just aborted? Yes.
Oh, meanwhile, Jimmy just set a 106.5. That's excellent. Jimmy's had a difficult season, not always been able to attend races, but it's good to see him going. Let's follow Darkness Night. That looks like, yeah, this looks like this is a lap.
Yeah,
one of the newer drivers.
Sector.
Wow, indeed.
Yeah, he hasn't raced much this season, Darkness Night, right?
Yeah, if you compare Darkness Night there to Ramsey was completely over the curb, maximising all the track. Darkness more taking it how I was, a little bit tentative, not quite using all the track. And a 106.780, that's a good lap time there. 5th, well done.
Do you have the points board?
You mean the standings for tier 2?
Not the standings, like the how many points get awarded for each position. I think.
Yeah, I can tell you that if you wait a second. Absolutely.
You go to the on
50 points for a win, 43 points for second, 37 points for third, and then it goes down. It follows the same sort of exponential pattern as the normal F1 tier. It's just we make sure everyone gets a point. So 20th position gets 1 point, and first place gets 50, and it just scales down from there. So for example, 11th place gets 10 points, first place gets 50. So yeah, in terms of obviously with this tier, the championship for the drivers is over, as you said, but for the constructors we can take a little look, and as the race develops we can try and work out who's doing what. So yeah, I'll send you, if you do want to see those numbers, if you just go to, for example, like the tier 1 chat, you'll see that in there as one of the latest messages. I think it's somewhere else as well, but anyway, let me see if I can find another driver.
Another factor today is like Darkness Night, meanwhile the re-entry in the pits. Another factor today is that if both drivers, if like one driver for Alpine and one driver for from AlphaTauri retires, then the remaining drivers from Alpine and AlphaTauri just need to win the race in order to win the championship.
Yeah,
I think.
Amazing, that's true. It's going to be very close. How many points are between the two teams at the moment? Can you remember? 7 points. In favour of Alpine or?
In favour of Alpine.
Okay.
Then I said wrong because. Oh no, in favour of AlphaTauri, sorry.
Okay.
I said wrong,
so Cheryl Shaft in pole position and 7 points clear in the constructors. Let's see how Shep fares. That seems like quite a nice lap there. Yeah, 105.9, 4th place. I'm trying to think now. Maybe I set a 105.8 in qualifying. I think I might have set a 105.8, not a 106.8. I'm just trying. I was just thinking for a second. I don't know. Something doesn't make sense because some of the tier 1 drivers, I'm sure they were setting 104.9s and stuff like that. It was some insane lap times actually. But anyway,
Femi fastest middle sector. Let's follow with him. is now in P14. The Williams driver. Oh, not really perfect on the last corner.
Not bad though, 106.1.
He managed to get a nice lap.
He's had a great season, Femi. Really, really solid. And he always does better. Always does much, much better in the races than qualifying. Oh, Dutch running very wide. And yeah, he has exceeded track limits there. and Vinny on the other, going the other way. Not quite using all the track, but it looks like a solid lap. Oh no, he's gearing up, so he's on 100% battery. Do you know what? Let's follow Vinny. I've not really spoken much about him all season, the Canadian. Just now approaching the start-finish line. I believe Vinny uses no assist at all, I want to say. So no traction control, no ABS, no line. It really is, you know, as close to reality as you can get on this game. Nice and smooth. Keeps 5th gear out of turn 1. See that battery going down, already down to 73%, and we've not even finished turn number 3 yet.
Who are you following?
Vinny Sips, just going now down onto the main straight of Sector 1 to Sector 2. And let's see how's Sector 1. Let's have a little look. Almost hitting 200, hits that braking zone. Nice and clean through there. Early up to 4th gear, that was a nice corner.
Yeah, great car control from Vinny. My dear friend Vinny.
Early turn in, just kisses the curb, that was nice. We've got a yellow in Sector 3, I think someone's spun, but let's stay on board.
Great improvement from Vinny on the middle sector.
That was amazing, yep. This time he really ran it wide over the curb. Let's see how he takes it. So he's trying to take all the curb he possibly can on both sides. Perfect through there. Slightly misses that final apex, might cost him a few temps, but otherwise that was an excellent lap. And a 106.2. Yeah, I think he can get a sub 106. Even just that last corner, I think he lost 2 temps, but that was a great lap time.
Last corner. Either you take it easier and risk to abort the lap, or you take it a little bit more carefully but sacrifice some temps.
Yeah, definitely. Those last 2 corners really can make or break it. Let's see it. So Hayskram, we got some good runners now going along here. Hayskram's only 2 temps off pole position, or provisional pole. Let's see how he's faring. I think he's just about to finish Sector 2.
Oh, Ramsey coming...
Oh, Hayskram's improved by over 2 temps. So Hayskram on for pole right now, and looked really fast through the exit of that section of corners.
Sher just spinned. Sher just lost the car. Okay. He was on a fast lap.
There we go, and there you see, so Hayskram really dipping it into the curb. I think this is going to be pole. 105.3, it is pole.
Pole for Hayskram.
Hayskram's come on leaps and bounds now. If he can just clean up his race pace in terms of spinning and consistency, he will absolutely be winning trophies, I reckon, next season. Cher, as you say, Cher's in the wall. He's okay. He's not blocking anyone. Yeah, I think he spun into the wall trying to enter the pits, but he now is in the pit entry lane. So that's absolutely fine. Right, let's follow Ramsey. So Ramsey's gearing up for a lap. He'll be starting it in a few moments. It's just winding through Sector 2.
No,
he's got a bit of traffic though.
I think he's gonna enter the pits.
Oh, okay.
Because,
he's already set a time.
It was on a lap before, then he aborted.
Oh, and he's aborted this one. Yeah, let's see. I don't know. No, this is a lap.
No, it's going.
Ramsey does sometimes take an extra lap to get ready because he likes to get the temperatures of his tyres in the perfect window. So yeah, let's see how he fares. When you hit that curb on turn 1, that little yellow sausage curb, I find it really upsets the car. I actually span only once at the race today, and it was from that curb. It just unsettled the car, and I just put too much throttle down. Oh, and Ramsey's gone way too deep, and that lap's over. Let's see how Femi's doing. Femi's on a hot lap.
No, he has not... a lap not aborted. He have done the quickest first sector, and the lap is still not aborted, but he will eventually be aborted by the stewards of PRL. Is it like... he's still going, he's still going.
Okay, let's... Oh no! Femi spins it! He was on! I think he was on for about 2nd or 3rd. Oh.
Very unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, I believe he may have reset the track. Maybe he got stuck. I mean, that's one for the stewards.
Ramsey is now entering the pits. I think he has time to start a final flying lap. If he can get to the pits in time, change set of tires quickly, and then assault the pole for the last time this season.
Indeed.
And then we will be on for the Constructors season finale.
So right now we've got an AlphaTauri in 2nd, and an Alpine in 3rd, and then sister AlphaTauri is all the way down in 15th. But the sister Alpine, where's the sister Alpine? Is that Darkness? So Darkness Knight is really stepping up today, and it looks, well, if things finished how they are right now in qualifying, Alpine would be your Constructors champions.
Yeah. but Austria is like the easiest track to overtake. We expect match battles, hopefully clean battles, so things could really turn around in the race.
So share, is this a... Oh, this is a hot lap. Okay, I thought it wasn't, just from the way he geared up, but let's follow it. I was really confused there. I thought he was going to try and get the temperatures up, but no, this is definitely a hot lap. Really pushing hard.
Yeah. Let's see the first sector from Shaft. One of the most important laps of the season. He improves just.
Oh, very nice on the apex there. Excellent. That was very good exit speed. Looks really quick. Now I wonder if he would brake a little bit later and a bit wider than what he did last time. Definitely wider and a bit later, yeah? Really nice through there. All the way up on that curb on the left hand side. Beautiful. Up to 4th gear. Now he's
middle
gonna...
sector will be crucial now.
It will. Could have gone maybe ever so slightly wider through that from the outer apex, but really good speed though. Oh, and he just pit amazing. That must have been millimeters away from exceeding track limits, especially when the back end almost snapped on him.
And this means that...
look at that!
Yeah,
again,
yeah, he's still on. He's still on.
That was, look at that. He's absolutely pushing it there, and his reward is a 105.561. Only 500th improvement. Do you know what? That's a shame.
He got scared. He got scared by track limits. Maybe for a few.
Yeah,
like
he just lifted slightly.
Yeah.
He really, honestly, he really was on the edge. I think there were at least 3 corners there where he was so close.
Going for another lap, but
no, he won't be. Not with that battery life. Yeah. Right, Ramsey though. Ramsey's definitely on a hot lap, and then Hatestrand will be joining. I think there's only 3 minutes left in the session. Well, sorry, 1.5 minutes left in the session. So this will be it for Ramsey, most likely, because of his battery.
Purple,
there we go. Probably dives that in onto the apex this time. Nice clean exit.
No, Ramsey just now needs to do a very nice middle sector, and then he can lift a little bit for avoiding.
Oh, deep, and that's it. Lap over.
Commentator curse.
Really pushing. I'm a little bit surprised actually. He's pushing that hard. I don't think he needed to. I think pole position was his there. Right. Anyway, Hagestrand on a lap.
Still time for. Yeah, Shaft is like slowing down very much to regain some battery and then go for another push lap.
Yeah.
Behind him, Ramsey just overtook him. Ramsey has plenty of battery already. Is not over between Ramsey and Shaft. Is not over yet for the pole. Shaft can still get the pole. Ramsey can still get the pole. The fight is on. It starts now.
Hagestrand though, don't count Hagestrand. He's basically set the exact same sector 1 time. And he is our pole sitter, so I'm going to follow him.
Yeah. Ramsey just started.
Darkness Night in the Alpine, second, out of nowhere.
That's nice for the Alpine. Duki Huser down in P15.
Yeah,
into
struggling.
The pits. Still into the pits.
Oh, Hagestrand ran the limit of sector 2 on the exit there.
Not improving.
And Hagestrand, yeah, he was basically matching his lap time exactly, and then I think lost just a little bit in sector 2. Right, well, it's all down to Share then, from the looks of it.
Yeah. Shaft and Ramsey. Ramsey coming out into the middle sector, purple middle sector.
3 attempts up.
Yeah, Shaft hasn't improved.
400ths down, so it looks like this is Ramsey to snatch off at least Darkness Night, but will it be enough for pole? It's all going to come down to these 2 corners. And he just cut the apex there. I think, to be honest, he did the right thing, because I saw his fastest lap. And I think he needed to dive it down that last one to gain those 2 attempts. Because you can see, yeah, it was going to be a 105.0, which is what I thought he would set at the start of the session.
Coming now. Will it be pole for the title contender? No, not even P2.
It's basically the same time, though, so he's clearly got some good pace in there, good consistency. And 3rd place.
Slower.
Wow. Well, Darkness King is the driver I was not expecting to get a 2nd place, but well done to him. He's clearly come on leaps and bounds. And otherwise, I mean, whoever his engineer is, they can tell him to just do what he wants, because everyone now has set a time. Just waiting for Darkness Night. He doesn't need to care about any of these guys. All these guys are just ghosted. They're just AI controlled. He needs to just take that thing home, son, and you're good to go. Maybe he's heard us. But anyway, that was a good session. A really good session. I think any of the top 4 easily could have got pole there. I think Ramsey will be kicking himself a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, some really good drives there.
Okay, as it stands, Alpine should be Constructors' Championship. But 30 36 laps will decide it.
Plenty still to happen. But wow, take a bow, Hayescran, our pole sitter in the Haas. Really improving a lot towards the end of the season. Ramsey fourth, as we say, Sharon third, so they're nice and close together. Femi will always put on a good show, and he's in fifth, which, to be honest, is probably means he'll be finishing the race in at least third, looking at how he normally fares.
Here we go then.
Oh.
So Highscran gets the last pole of the season, the two constructors title contenders. I really don't really know. Is Cher really from Portugal?
That's one of life's biggest mysteries.
Is
Santa Claus real?
No, because who follow my commentaries often will know that I say this many times. It's like nice and cool to have like drivers from many countries. Like, is Jimmy really from Venezuela? That will be amazing, literally.
Well, you know, Cher Shaft, he might have some Portuguese heritage. But anyway, we got Hayescran, Darkness King, Cher, Ramsey, Femi, Shep, Northern rounding off your top, and then we'll go through the rest of the order before the race begins. But in terms of, well, it's going to be a very good race. It's the last race of the season. We're at Austria, and we're just going to take a 1 or 2 minute break, let the drivers grab a drink of water, and then we will kick off the race.
Okay. You there, Luco? We are starting now. I don't know if Luco will get away from his setup, but we're starting the race here. You are gonna stay a bit with me, hoping that Luco will come in time. We have Highscran on pole position then, Darkness Knight. Let's see the tires that the drivers are having. I am not hosting the stream. Okay. Okay, we have Sheriff Shaft starting on hards. Ramsey starting on soft tires, the Cruiser starting on mediums, and Darkness Knight on mediums also. So very different strategy. Here it is, Luco.
Hey, back. Just had a little water stop. How's the outlaps? How the formation laps going?
Formatting.
Nothing special. Right, let's take a little look at the tyre choices. We have Ramsey on softs. Is that intentional? Wow.
I think so.
Is this a man that's just so comfortable with his championship he's just gonna have a bit of fun, try and push for the lead on the softs? Share on the hards, that's what I would have done. P3, gone on the hard tyre. Try and extend that stint, then close down at the end. Darkness Knight. Oh, Darkness Knight must have had an issue on his outlap because he is now... Well, yeah, getting back into second, let's just say that. Luckily, Cher didn't nail him while warming his tyres up. Yeah, take a little look at the predicted pit stop strategy powered by AWS. So if you're on the medium, you're looking to pit onto the hards around lap 16. And if you're on the hards, you're looking to pit onto the mediums at lap 20, funnily enough. People on soft tyres, you've got two options. You do probably about lap 7 on the softs and then run the rest on the hard. Or you do something like a soft for 7 and then 2 medium runs. So it'll be interesting to see how Ramsey goes about it. Obviously, if there's any safety cars, which it might actually be Ramsey's banking on, because Tier 2 is notorious for safety cars early on. That might be it. But anyway, here we go.
3, 4, and 5. And away we go.
Oh, we have someone that's stalled. Cher's not moving.
He's stuck. He's stuck.
Oh, we have a collision with the other Alpha. The other Alpha Tauri has lost his front wing, and there's got to be a safety car for that, surely.
No, disaster. Yeah, well, Darkness Knights is now third. Ice Crown got away well. Ramsey's up into P2. Absolute disaster.
Oh, Femi late on the brakes. Great move there into third place. Darkness did not see that coming, but did get some excellent traction and may reclaim third place. Femi, though, on the inside, holding that inside line. He's going to have to now brake as late as possible. Let's see how this goes. We've got Darkness Knight just on the outside and has to concede the position. Great driving from Femi and clean defending from Darkness King. And Northern into 5th.
Cher started
his car's now moving. He must have had a pedal. I'm assuming it's a pedal issue. Maybe his steering wheel just disconnected. Pedals. He maybe kicked his cable by mistake between, doing the formation lap and starting. It's happened.
And he did that. He did that at the most unlucky moment of the season.
However, yeah, the only good thing is at least his Drivers' Championship hopes were already over. Because imagine if they weren't, it would be disgusting, really soul destroying. But you're right, though, as the Constructors' Championship goes, it's already looking over. There has to be a safety car. The only thing that's going to save this for them is a safety car. You've got an Alpine now 2nd and 4th. Ramsey closing in, as you'd expect, on Hagecrown with the soft tyres. And it looks like Hagecrown's already got... Oh, no battery issues. Looking good. But right behind us, though, there's some great racing. So Darkness Knight has forced Femi a little bit deep, and he's got a great exit. If he had DRS, Darkness would have made that move.
And Ramsey got out of shape coming
he did.
after turn 2. He lost like 6 tenths from Hagecrown.
Right, who else do we have?
The main thing from Ramsey...
Oh, Tafur almost dropped it. A bit of a seesaw moment on the back end. But great save. Hagecrown spun. Oh, no. So your pole sitter, we said it at the start that it's just about keeping that consistency in the racing setup on those full stints, and he's just dropped it on lap 2. No safety car, and I don't think any damage for him, but he's fallen all the way behind Cheryl Shaft now, and he's got Chaos closing in. Dookie has replaced his front wing, and he's now a massive amount. He's almost like 30 seconds behind the lead. Oh, Shep bins it where I binned it. Exit of turn 1, lap 3. I think that's what I did. And he's now got to wait painfully for everyone to get around, and he's going to rejoin probably just behind King Goose.
Darkness Knight.
Meanwhile, though, King Goose. Oh, and Cheryl Shaft, getting really close there. I think King Goose just completely backed out. Doesn't want to get involved in the championship or the constructors.
And I was just looking at Darkness Knight putting pressure on Femi Trustmaster.
Yeah,
but this is now heaven. This is heaven for Alpine.
Yeah, and DRS activated. Or enabled, I should say.
AlphaTauri like got that we assume steering wheel issue at the worst moment of the season, while Shaft got hit by the worst driver he could have possibly got hit.
Poor Dookie.
Got wide.
Yeah, great driving there from Femi though. He's keeping enough of a gap, and he is now within DRS range of Ramsey. Ramsey's soft. Surely they can't already be going. Oh, Femi though, right over the outside curb of turn 1, and he already has a 3-second penalty. That's not a good sign for him.
Alpine 1-2.
Wait, you've heard it here first. Alpine 1-2. It's been called. Do you know what? Darkness is really nailing his exits. I wonder if he has traction control, because that is phenomenal consistency there. Looking very quick though. Looks like setup wise, Darkness might have a slightly lower downforce setup, so he's a little bit quicker on the straights. Femi though making up slightly more time in the second sector and the third sector. I think he carried a little bit more speed through the corners. Yeah, so he's gained about 2 tenths there. Vinny Sips now closing in on TAC Delta for 6th place. The 2 Alpha Tauris, not the 2 Alpha Tauris, sorry, the 2 Alfa Romeos.
And Jimmy now right on the tail of Northern Canuck. He has soft tires too, should be an easy overtake. Ramsey now pulling off a gap on Femi. But now let's follow Jimmy pull up in his Ferrari.
Oh! Safety car. I was thinking, why did... Oh no, is it a safety car? No. Okay, Vinny just backed off because he didn't want to run into his teammate. That's weird though, so Vinny backing off. I think that was a mistake because he's now got Scallon all over the back of him. Cher gets past, yeah. Oh, someone spun, I think. Or made a mistake. So you've now got Scallon going past. Oh, Scallon and Vinny. Scallon and Vinny, this is a battle.
Yeah, they're wheel to wheel. Going into turn 4, Scallon brakes.
Round the outside, great braking there from Scallon. And he's now just got to close the door. He can close the door on Vinny there, that's absolutely fine. I think Scallon does have battery issues though, so he might be a sitting duck on the next lap if he doesn't break away. And I don't think he's going to break away with TAC Delta there. Although TAC Delta runs very wide, and Scallon now all over the back. This is a done deal. Oh, just into the back of TAC, but no one spins. Now it's going to be a case of who's late on the brakes. Oh no! That is front wing damage there for Scallon as well. He did the right thing, keeping it on the inside, but you can't put that much throttle down when you've got a front right on the curb like that, especially at Austria.
Penalty for Darkness King.
Okay, and Ramsey meanwhile out of DRS range now. So and again runs wide just like in qualifying.
Also, yeah, 2 times like he did 2 times in qualifying. He's really struggling for grip.
Yeah.
In that corner.
I wonder if he's just so concentrating on not locking up and damaging his tyres, he's just letting it drift wide.
No, the important thing is that he has to...
Oh, what's happened here? Tafur into the barrier. He's having to wait. Be very careful. Good driving from Tafur there to not get in the way of anyone. Fair play. Chaos gets past. TAC Delta. TAC Delta. Yes, go ahead, mate.
Is not over yet for AlphaTauri. Shaft making up places. This is a race with so far many contacts. If like to some of the one of the 2 Alpines happens something and we get a safety car, Shaft can do something more. Can make up a further. Is not over yet. Maybe Alpine is still a bit the...
Oh, Ramsey spun! Ramsey spun on the exit of turn 1 but hasn't got any wing damage, and his tyres are roasting at the back. He's going to take it a little bit easy for a corner or two. And he's now down into 5th. Jimmy Pull Up now is our fastest soft runner in the Ferrari.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. As I said it, Ramsey needed a bit of bad luck to return back in the fight. He's now 5th. But
I said Femi's good with race pace, but I was not expecting him to be in P1 on lap 7, I have to say. Cher. Like, look at Cher. Already on the back, because TAC Delta, so TAC, Baba Yaga and Vinny, you know, if I'm being blunt, they've been fighting too hard. So they've all been depleting their batteries a little bit too much, slowing each other down a little bit too much. And I think that's really allowed Cher to close in. So he's hopefully... for Cher's sake, he will now be picking these off one by one. Femi with another penalty. Total of 6 seconds now. So in real terms, Northern Canuck is your race leader. Northern Canuck is currently winning this race in third position.
And in your opinion?
Oh, and there you go. Sorry, Tag Delta. So as I said, Tag Delta used too much battery fighting with Baba Yaga and Vinny for too long, and he is an absolute sitting duck against a share with 80% battery, cruising along. I think he won't go for the move on this corner. He might just wait. I don't know, actually. Tag's dropping so much speed.
You can't wait in a title decider. You can't wait in a title decider.
Here we go. And yeah, he gets a really good exit. And I don't think it's going to matter that he doesn't get DRS. Yep. 8th place, and he'll close in on the others. I think Baba Yaga and Vinny are being a bit more sensible though now. They're sort of cruising along, not fighting. There we go. Who else do we have? We have Dutch and Hakeschram. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying before, the main thing for the Alpine boys is to think that they have not to take risk. They can lift the foot a bit. They need to stay calm just and carry on to lap 36.
Ooh! Dutch letting his teammate through. Maybe there's a championship reason for that, because he definitely just let him through. So the Red Bull letting in the other Red Bull to go fight and play with Hakeschram. Interesting. Oh, Jimmy spun. No, Jimmy's pitting. Okay, so Jimmy is pitting on lap 8 with the softs. I would expect Ramsey to follow suit, but he hasn't. Where's Jimmy going to come out, I wonder? He's going to come out. Oh, it's going to be close with him and Chaos. Very, very close.
Shep has been disqualified from the session.
Oh.
For maybe spun.
Oh no! Do you know what? I think yes, that's happened. That happened to me in Canada, but for different reasons. But you're right. If you spin and you sit on that pit exit lane, and someone comes out of the pits, the game decides you're blocking the pit lane, and it does instantly disqualify you. And it's one of the most infuriating things the game can ever do to you. Yeah, that is so annoying. Wow, his race is over, and it's not his fault. Wow. Well, in the meantime, on the positive note, Tag Delta and Hakeschram having a great battle. Tag Delta is getting really racy today, really punchy. He doesn't mind losing a few seconds. He wants to battle everyone. I think, though, because of his battery life situation, it's going to be tough. Hakeschram backing out. Forces Tag a bit wide, though. And, I think that's... Wow. I mean, Hakeschram definitely would have got a track limit. I think 3 different drivers all just got 3-second penalties. All at once. Oh, it's close. Oh, Hakeschram's had to run wide to give room. And now you've got Dutch. Dutch has appeared out of nowhere. Dutch has appeared. He's now taken Tag Delta. He's got a much, much better battery life, and he's closing right on the back. Oh, no. Oh, good driving from Dutch. Good driving from Dutch there to evade Tag Delta, who definitely ran way too wide.
Great move from Tag Delta.
Yep, good awareness from Dutch, though. Oh, wow, that was close. You know what? I think a lot of drivers, they would have turned in there on Tag Delta, and Tag Delta might have been in a bit of trouble.
For a move on Chaos Druid, and he nearly pushed him off track, but
he's given the place back.
Yeah.
Oh well. Meanwhile, I think Ramsey is now closing in, and in much the same way as we've seen all race. I think the 2 drivers fighting, so Chaos and Jimmy, they've killed their battery life, and the car behind is just going to pick them off.
Another part of the race where Ramsey has to be really careful with slowest driver on a slower tyre.
Yes.
On an older tyre.
Oh, Baba Yaga, phenomenal exit of turn 1, sorry. I think this is going to be a move here. He's racing really well today. Oof, just misses the back end of Vinny. Cutting it very close there. Vinny's going to go for the under... Oh, I thought he could have done there, but... So, Vinny... Oh, no! Wow. So he's spun it. No, he hasn't got front wing damage. He's spun it from gear 4. Oh, someone else has spun. Who's that? He's got a mate with him. He's got Flying Grayson for company. 2 cars spinning there. What a shame. Wow. Ramsey has got past Vinny. He's now half a tenth behind Jimmy Pull-Up.
Yeah, he's now Flying Grayson have a chance on Vinny ships. Now his tires should be cold.
Oh! Wow. Did you see the understeer from Dutch there?
No.
Wow, I was just following him through sector 2. I've never seen a car understeer that much. I thought it was just going to fly off the track.
Jimmy Pull-Up has a look on Chaos Druid. Now Ramsey can gain... Oh no!
Chaos into the wall. and his front wing apparently seems okay, which I'm surprised about. Chaos needs to be a little bit careful how he re-enters the track. Might be under Stewart's review for that one.
Yeah, Jimmy Pull-Up has very low battery. Ramsey got like 60, 17% more. And
You can see Ramsey taking, if you're following Ramsey right now, he's just taking so much more width on the track. He's being so much more careful to carry more speed through the corners, and really he's just closing up on cars just from that, if anything else. If you notice Jimmy Pull-Up much more tight and narrow. Ramsey right up to gear 4 very early, as is often the way on this game nowadays. The race it's not died out, but the only battle we have really is Dutch and Tack, who are kind of happy sitting together, and then Ramsey, who's going to try and charge past Jimmy, but definitely, as you say, Matt, does not want to damage his race just for this one position.
Tafur retires into the pits meanwhile.
Okay. I don't know if Ramsey's just being careful, but he's not really gaining on Jimmy. Maybe he's just waiting for a Jimmy mistake.
And now Ramsey very close to Jimmy Pull-Up.
Yeah, he's been about half a second behind though for over a lap. Chaos Druid in the pits. Oh, here we go. Great exit from Ramsey with no traction control. Really good throttle control, and with Jimmy Pull-Up's lack of battery life, quite an easy move for Ramsey. Look at that, really patient driving there. He does have Jimmy all over the back of him though.
It's not over yet between Jimmy and Ramsey.
Ramsey closing that door, and 9th place is his. Good move. He's already essentially got past Tack and Dutch due to the sort of the penalties that they both have. But he does probably need to get past them on track. It's only lap 14 out of lap 36 here. It's PRL, the Performance Racing League. It's round 12 of 12, final round, and we're at Austria. Dookie with a penalty as well, down in 16th. So right now for the constructors, we've got an Alpha in 16th, looking like 16th probably will be his final finishing position unless there's a safety car. Cheryl Shaft is making up ground, so he could be looking at a podium, which is awesome. But then on the flip side, unless I'm wrong here, we've got an Alpine in 2nd and an Alpine in 9th, but he's already pit onto hards. Is the difference, and I think Ramsey will be going to the end. So these drivers, all the top 8, still need to pit. Ramsey will probably go to the end on these, because I think if anyone was watching at the start, we were saying he'd either go soft and hard, which he's done, or soft, medium, medium. So I think after all the pit stops are done, if I can just do my maths here, I think he won't come out in the lead. Maybe I think the top 6. Sorry, it's also. Let me work this out again. It's hard to work out. 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
I think he'll come. I think after all of this, Ramsey will be about 2nd or 3rd when everyone pits.
You know, Cheryl Shaft is really close now to Baba Yaga, but Baba Yaga, if you see, have plenty of battery. So it's like waiting for some moment, which is planning to use it. Maybe he gets overtaken. Maybe Cheryl Shaft uses much battery to overtake him, and then he overtakes him with the plenty of battery he has. I don't know, he has like 94% of battery against the 48% of Cheryl Shaft.
Yep.
And Cher still struggling to clear the Aston Martin. What do you think about this?
It's an interesting battle right now. I think Cher will definitely be looking to push forward. But if we're going back to the constructors, I think, yeah, we need to wait and see if there's a safety car. And we need to see how they do in this pit phase, see how Ramsey fares as well. Ramsey could get caught up. You know, that I've seen this before. Drivers coming out of the pit, side by side with a driver. Anything can happen.
It's closing now. He's going on the inside. Cheryl Shaft breaks late and gets the move done.
Good traction from Baba Yaga though. Baba Yaga massively improved.
100% of battery from Baba Yaga.
Oh, do you know what? No. I think Baba Yaga, he just needed to Deploy. Oh, almost in the back of Cher. I think he just needed to deploy his battery, his ERS. If he just deployed that from gear 4 rather than gear 6, I think he would have had the inside. Really tight margins. But shout out to 4th. And Northern Canuck, shout out to him. I think this is the best race I've seen from him. Really impressive. Really, really impressive. In 3rd, no spins, looking very comfortable, very consistent.
Femi and Darkness Knight both spitting now.
Here we go. So this is what matters. So I was saying that I think that Darkness King will come out around the same time as Ramsey on the track. But I could be completely wrong. Let's have a look. Well, Ramsey's in the middle. Okay, Ramsey's in clean air. Femi's, yeah, so Femi's already out. We knew Femi was definitely coming out ahead of Ramsey. It's all about Darkness. Darkness versus Ramsey. And I think Darkness is just going to be in front. Oh, almost crosses that pit line. I mean, if that was real F1, he would have got a penalty there.
In a race like this, it's not going to be Darkness against Ramsey. I think they are going to teamwork instead. Yeah.
Oh, no, very true. But Tag Delta, though, just staying ahead of Ramsey.
But, 9 laps younger tyres from Ramsey.
Yeah,
so
but it's not good for Ramsey. Obviously, he's going to be held up. That's more my point. So Femi will be loving this. This is the best possible result for Femi because he's got Darkness King still a few seconds behind with pens. And then Tag Delta will be holding up Ramsey for at least another lap. So good for Femi. Baba Yaga within a second of Cher almost, so he's keeping up well.
Goes into the pits.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good call from Northern. Definitely. Hopefully, he set a really good lap time on that last one. And we'll see how he fares. See how he comes out. Just see a massive group of lead cars. Or was it a group of lead cars? That was a massive group of cars there. Just flying past Northern. Yeah, Ramsey. So look at this. Oh my word. Ramsey has come out in front though. So he's kept it clean, and we've got now Tack and Jimmy fighting down to turn number, I think 3 technically it's called. Oof, Jimmy much later on the brakes. Tack giving up.
What a move!
Wow.
Outside of turn 2, that's not a thing you see every day. Overtaking on the outside of turn 2. Half a race then. Lap 18 of 36.
And we've got Dutch and Flying Grayson going for it. Flying Grayson taking it very easy on the brakes, and I think Dutch, that is very much his position. Right, who else do we have?
I think Sherry at this point is gambling on a safety car. That will reopen the whole championship business. How many points are awarded for 4 and 5? For P4 and P5?
P4 32 points. P5 28 points.
Yeah, but Darkness has a penalty, and he will drop like.
Oh, who's this? Oh, is that okay? That's Dookie Hoser. No, I saw a ghosted Alpha, but it's just blue flags. Sorry, keep going.
Darkness with the penalties now, he will drop like P7 or P8. How many points for P7 and P8?
P7 20 points, P8 17.
Okay, so maybe if the safety car comes out now, Sharshart use the safety car gamble and maybe remains drops down P4, which is will be technically P1, and oh, Baba Yaga penalty. So it's like it will be really good as safety car because he will totally reopen his championship hopes. Indeed, this is extending very much the stint because this is his last championship hope. A safety car right now. I don't think he can carry on.
Cher, Tack and Vinny, the only drivers not to a pit, as she was saying. And if we're looking at the winners or losers so far, Baba Yaga up 11 places. Wow. And he's pit, right? Oh no, sorry, yeah. Baba Yaga hasn't pit as well. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so Baba Yaga is currently up 11, but still needs to pit. I think Femi's doing a great job up 2 positions, but more like up 4, I think. Because all things considered, having stopped, you know, he's 2 seconds off the lead. And he's actually had a pit stop. So Femi is just unstoppable right now. and will not be winning a safety car. Otherwise, you've got Tac Delta doing a great job up 4. Hayescram with that spin down 8. And Scallon so far up 6, which is nice to see.
Ramsey. Penalty for Ramsey. And Shaft, he has
spun. What a shame. So leading the race, spins he spins on the pit entry though. So if you were going to spin, you would definitely choose to spin then, wouldn't you?
He would have anyways lost.
How many seconds has he lost? I'm trying to look at his speedo. He's lost at least 10. I think he's lost at least 6 seconds from that spin, but I don't think it was any more than that.
6 seconds is good. You could have lost
a lot more, yeah, because he span on the pit entry, and I just looked at his final delta.
Baba Yaga staying out, and Jimmy, Tac Delta and Northern Canuck still going for it.
So Cher out into 10th place. The good news for Cher then, he's out on good tyres, the best tyre right now to be on, and he is very much clear of Dutch behind and very fast approaching Vinny, who is on old tyres anyway. Oh, who's just spun? We've got a Merc in real trouble. I think King Goose.
Oh, Femi going for it.
I can't quite get there.
Is he gonna pit Baba Yaga? No, he lets him through and gets into the pits.
Sensible from Baba Yaga, doesn't need to get involved. And Femi now is so far clear of the other drivers. Femi and Darkness just in another league right now, in my opinion. Those two just flying out in the front. Ramsey closing in, but on much more worn tyres. So right now it won't make too much of a difference. But when you look towards the end of the race, I think he will start to have a bit of a deg. A bit of a negative delta compared to Darkness and Femi. So I do think this is still Femi's race to lose. I think Darkness and Ramsey, that's a close one. I think Ramsey's got slightly better pace, but slightly worse tyres.
Yeah.
Jimmy put up on 13 lap old mediums. That's an interesting place to be. So when we said at the start about the soft runners, it looks like Jimmy is doing a soft medium. So what I would say is that does mean Jimmy needs to pit again. So if there's no safety car, you'll be looking at him coming out around P10 as it stands.
And with 14 laps to go, we have I think Femi, even with 6 seconds, should still be leading the race. Even with the 6 seconds, he's still leading the race. Jimmy pull up should the top 5 is like as you see, also with the penalties. Oh, Northern Canuck. Oh, Jimmy pull up to the pits. Yeah, he hasn't stopped.
So he's going to be going on to mediums. Yeah, so that concludes his pit stop, and let's see. I think he might come out 11th actually. Oh no, maybe not, maybe 9th. Even better. Yeah, I was thinking 10th to start with, but amazing, he comes out in P9. So that's really good from Jimmy. He's having a great race, and he's now on the freshest tyres of the entire grid. No more stops, and it'll be a very comfortable 14 or so. Sorry, how many laps? Yeah, 13 or 14 laps to go. Very nice. Who's this? Is that Tac Delta? Oh no, okay. There was a ghosted car, but I'm assuming that's... I don't know who that is, actually. There's a ghosted car. Maybe it's flying? Oh, okay, it's Dookie Hoser. Dookie getting 3 seconds. Really struggling out there today. What a disappointing final race. Just, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Chaos getting overtaken by Scallon into P3, into turn 3 for 12th place. Oh, 2 drivers getting pens. We're gonna have to have a look at this now. There's so many pens coming out. Yeah, so the top two are both on 6-second pens. So Ramsey's got a 3-second advantage. So as it stands, Ramsey is still, Ramsey's in P2, and he needs to, if he can clear Darkness and get within 3 seconds of Femi, he'll win.
Ramsey and Darkness Knight. Darkness King. I always called him Darkness Knight. In reality, is Darkness King.
Yep.
So I think Alpine is just gonna let someone through. Maybe. Yeah,
I think I just let Ramsey through and let him push up on Femi because Ramsey has the penalty advantage. Yeah, you definitely don't want to spin each other out right now. That would not be good.
It doesn't really matter today for Alpine to win. They are good where they are. with the championship in their hands.
Yeah. I think Ramsey might as well push though. I don't think he's. When I say push, I don't think he's going to be stretching himself too much. He just needs to, you know, go for it.
Ooh, no, he's letting him pass.
He should be letting him pass. Oh, this is interesting. Let's follow this. I'm not going to comment on it too much, but well, don't forget, Darkness King is new to PRL this season, so this might be his first ever league race. You don't know, but it looks like he wants. If Ramsey wants to place, I think he's going to have to take it. Interesting. Maybe you're right. Maybe Ramsey's just going to sit back and not get involved. Meanwhile, is that someone's spun? No, Vinny's gone into the pits. That was his final pit stop. He should be on to medium tyres. He is. And Tag Delta up to 9th, battling with Dutch. Dutch just getting overtaken there. Don't think there's anything Dutch can do unless he can absolutely ace this braking zone. He's done quite a good job actually. Wow, here we go. And oh no, doesn't quite get the traction. So yeah, Tag Delta got the DRS as well. Right, Ramsey's got past Darkness King. I look away for half a second. There we go. So Ramsey is now free of Darkness King, and he can now push up. He's 9 seconds. 9 seconds behind Femi, and he has a 3-second advantage on the pens. So he needs to get within 3 seconds. 10 laps to go.
Is Darkness King gonna try retake the position? Was it
no, surely not. I think Ramsey's just too quick on the exit of turn 3 anyway.
Actually, Ramsey should get 6 seconds, not 3 seconds, because he has just a 3-second penalty advantage. So
he needs to be within 3 seconds of Femi, I believe.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
Because it's a 3-second diff. Yeah, no worries.
But gaining 6 seconds is quite an hard task. And I don't know if Ramsey, with the championship,
yeah, with the tyres,
and also with the championship situation that has right now,
yeah,
I think for one day you can let the win to another driver.
How would it affect the driver standings if Femi wins? Because we've always been talking about P1, you know, the championship, but what about P2? Is there any way that Femi can grab P2 off Share? Is that possible? Let's have a look. Because I know Femi, yeah, so Femi is only, yeah, so like, you know, I think this is being a bit overlooked. So right now, going into the last race, Ramsey on 471, so he's the champion. Share's on 418, Femi's on 412. So Femi is only 6 points off Share. So if anything, you know, that's a big deal. So right now, if the race finishes like this, Femi comfortably is getting P2 in the drivers, which is really, really good. So yeah, don't forget that one. Shep on 285 points. Hayscran on 258. So about 30 points down. 27 points down. And you've got Hayscran and P5, and Shep, who is going to get 0 because he's DNF'd.
I am seeing that Ramsey isn't pushing, so he's not gonna go for the win. He might like
wait, so wait one sec. So, yeah, sorry to cut in though, but back to this points scoring thing. So Hayscran, if he finishes 5th, he will get 28 points, okay? And Shep in 18th but DNFing will get 0 or like 1 point, one of the two. And I think it's 0 points, but I need to check. So assuming he gets 0, that means 28 point swing to Hayscran. And if you look at the point totals, by my calculations, let me just double check again. Hayscran, 5, 6, yeah. Hayscran is 27 points. Yeah, 27 points away from Shep. So if the race finishes like this, Hayscran will actually take 4th place away from Shep, and Femi will take 2nd place away from Share. So we could actually be looking at multiple movements in the drivers if it finishes like this.
Very interesting fights in the last 7 laps of PRL Season 6. There are not much battles going on, except the one between Dutch and Sheriff Shafts. But Dutch has a 6-second time penalty, so it's not clearly a battle.
Yeah. And I've just realised Shep was disqualified by the game, which was complete nonsense. But what I do know is that you can't appeal it as such, and even if you do, you will still get 0 points. So it's just one of those unfortunate things. So yeah, Shep is definitely getting 0 points from this race with a DSQ or disqualification. So all Heiskran has to do is just not spin for 6 laps, and he has got 4th. Wow. Do you know what? This is a really good drive from Northern Canuck. I think he's gone a bit under the radar this season, and he's had a lot of unfortunate incidents. I can say this, I've actually seen a lot of them firsthand.
Also, Heiskran is moving up another place now with the Darkness King penalty.
Ah, yeah. So yeah, even if Shep was to be awarded a couple of points, then yeah, it doesn't matter then. Yeah, spot on. Good spot. Very good spot. So Northern and Heiskran reaping the rewards of not getting pens, and it really does come down to this so often. Penalties, a 3-second pen you can normally get away with in a race. Anything more than that and you're just asking for trouble. 6 seconds, Darkness King is going to lose 2 positions from that. It's just really unfortunate, but you've got to be careful, especially on this track. But Femi, what a drive from Femi.
Yeah, what do you think is the track where you can gain more penalties, this or Canada?
For me, I find this track is very, very difficult for pens. I'm actually very good at Canada for pens, but I think that's just because I've raced on it so many times. Canada's actually my best track, so I don't normally get any pens around there. But that last chicane is tough if you want to take it quickly. Heiskran doing really well. Not too much going on in terms of racing action, which is a bit of a shame for the conclusion, but strategically it's very interesting. So Cher's in 9th. I think there's just nothing Cher can do. It's just all unravelling for AlphaTauri here. What a shame. It's so, they did such a great job though. It was so close. Came down to the very last race. But unless a safety car, I think a safety car would have to come out lap 32, absolute latest, to then give us 2 laps of racing action. And that's the only way I can see an AlphaTauri constructors win now. Just so far behind, so far behind, more than a pit stop behind, in fact. Ramsey and Darkness, they could both pit and they would still come out ahead of Cher.
And in a few seconds we're gonna get 5 laps away from the end of PRL Season 6. Have you had fun this season?
I have, yeah. I've missed a couple of races with a house move, but otherwise it's been really entertaining. I've actually enjoyed following Tier 2, especially as a commentator. It's been a few too many incidents at times, but actually this race has been a lot cleaner. I mean, I'm ignoring the track limits. Yeah, we're listening. Yeah, so I think he's pretty much conceded. Well, he may now be conceding. He's definitely conceding 2 places, maybe even P6. But yeah, I think if you look at these track limits penalties, a lot of these drivers are quite new to the F1 game and they're new to league racing. So it's a learning process. But it's great to have so many new drivers. And they've definitely, the one thing that's indisputable is they've all become a lot quicker as the season's gone on, and their racing has become cleaner. There was a bit of a negative patch, I would say, where there was too many incidents, too many stewards' reviews, and it was just very dirty. But it's improved a lot now, and hopefully into next season, as long as lots of them stay, and we hope they do, should be hopefully a cleaner next season at PRL.
Yeah,
and I think in terms of movement, I've got a question for you actually, Matt. So in terms of movement of drivers, who from Tier 2 do you think should be getting promoted up? I mean, obviously Ramsey, but anyone else?
Maybe Shoroshaft. Because there isn't like a promotion spot. Like if you finish in the top 3, you get promoted. They are the guys that who decides the movements.
Technically it's the admins, but it's done very much based on data. So they pump in all of your results from the season, so your qualifying and race, and it also pumps in your fastest lap, I think, from the race or something like that. So they try to get as much data as possible to work out who's done well. The reason you do that, right, is because imagine if I only completed 3 races out of 10 in the season, But of those 3 races, I qualified a second quicker than everyone else and won the race by 30 seconds gap, right? Then obviously I'm still only going to finish 10th in the championship because I missed 7 races. But when I do race, my race pace is really quick and too quick for the tier. Does that make sense? So it takes into a lot of factors, and I think Cher missed a race this season, and I think Ramsey didn't miss any. So I think Ramsey and Cher definitely have to be promoted. I just don't see a world where they can't. They have to go up.
Yeah, maybe
I think
if they,
Hakeskran... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
If Cher doesn't get promoted, it is really close to it. If he doesn't get promoted.
Yeah. I think my bet would be on Ramsey and Cher definitely being promoted, and then I think Femi would just missed out potentially. I don't know. It's a really tough one. Really tough to say.
Well, obviously, there could be a situation which would be very bizarre, like no promotions. Like maybe all these drivers are still a bit far off the pace of tier 1 drivers.
Well, that's a good question. As a tier 1 driver myself, I can categorically say that Ramsey and Cher have the qualifying pace 100% for tier 1. They both out qualified. I think I qualified 12th in tier 1 today, and they both out qualified me.
I have another question. Could someone get promoted in the course of the season because maybe it's too dominant? I remember Roman numerals. Last season, Roman numerals was absolutely in the first half of the season. Then he made too many mistakes and didn't go on to win the championship. But Roman numerals in the first half, he was absolutely dominant. He was like tier 3, but he had the pace of Premier Tire.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, this is the interesting thing with esports in general, or any competition. You get some young. He's a very young guy. And you get these young drivers, and they join the league. They've not really played racing games before, and then maybe they buy a steering wheel for the first time, and for their birthday or something. And then suddenly they start practicing every day after school or whatever, and they just get quicker and quicker and quicker. And then you've got other people, old people like me, and we basically turn on our PlayStation 10 minutes before the race starts. And we're like, wait, what track are we racing again? Oh, it's Austria. Oh crap, I've not raced that for 6 months.
Last lap for Femi.
But my point is that, my point is that some of the drivers here, they get a lot more time to practice and they improve bounds. And there's nothing you can do about that. Ramsey, yeah, definitely with hindsight, no one is going to say Ramsey should have been in this tier. He shouldn't. He should have been in tier 1. It's a fact. But it's really difficult for the admins to actually make the correct decision with all 20 drivers in a grid. It's so hard to know. So there's definitely no issues there. Oh, Northern though. Northern, here we go. Last lap. Northern and Hakeskran. Hakeskran's battery is absolutely gone, and Northern's going to have DRS.
Yeah. While Femi Trustmaster he's approaching last corners, is getting very late to me, so I can't enjoy the podium party with you.
Oh, that's okay.
But I'm just gonna follow. Femi Trustmaster is coming into the last corner to win the Austrian Grand Prix, and it's been a pleasure to follow this season with you.
It's been amazing.
Couple of comms with you. Looking forward to comments very much time. So next season. Bye.
Yeah,
guys.
Absolutely, mate. Thanks so much. Enjoy your off-season break.
Well, see you on the Discord. Bye bye.
See ya. Bye. Wow, great result for Femi there, taking home the race win, and a big thank you to Matty for the comms all season long. What a great guy we have at PRL. Ramsey coming home in second, Hakeskran in the last third. What a recovery from Hakeskran. He spun out so disastrously early on in the race and has recovered not only to take P3 but also to grab a coveted 4th position in the standings this season from Shep, who was completely ruined by the game and disqualified, very unfortunately. He'll be kicking himself. He definitely should not have dropped 4th in the standings, but these things happen. Ramsey in the LP in second, as we say, along with Darkness King in 6th, have secured the Constructors' Championship for PRL Tier 2. quite comfortably in the end. They had I think a 6 or 7 point advantage going into the race, but they've extended it to well beyond 20 or 30 points now. Meanwhile, Cheryl Shaft in the competing constructors team, Alpha Tauri, comes home in 7th place. A couple of, I think, 1 or 2 spins. Just a bit of unfortunate driving, really, but a good recovery nonetheless. Takes home 7th. Let's not skip Jimmy Pullop in the Ferrari, taking home 5th. Hasn't been able to race every event so far this season, but comes home with a really solid 5th place. So hats off to him. I think this has been a nice way to finish the season for a lot of these drivers. It should give them, hopefully, a lot of confidence going into next season. So let's just wait and we can reveal the provisional finishing grid for this final event. But it has been a pleasure. Lucasade is your commentator today, for those who don't know. I haven't really said the whole event. And we're still waiting for the results on screen, which I have to say is a bit of an issue. Hopefully we're not going to get kicked out, because I've not called out the results and I've not recorded the race director, which the stewards need. Oh, here we go. So Femi Thrustmaster takes the win. What a fantastic drive. And for the record, and I should be, a bit more, I should exaggerate this a little bit more. Not only does Femi take the win, which for the record, can we just say, is Femi's 3rd win in a row. 3rd win in a row. Okay? And if you want to go back the last 7 races, we have 4 wins for Femi and 3 third places. So he has had a podium for the last 7 races, and 3 of those in 3rd, 4 on the top step of the podium. That is some of the best form you will ever see. That is, very, very, very good driving. And who knows, that might just have been the push he needed to maybe get a promotion to Tier 1. But anyway, back to the standings, though, which is the main thing. Femi, winning this race, has actually cemented 2nd place in the standings. So he has stolen 2nd place from the hands of Cher at the very last event. So hats off to Femi. But anyway, let's go through the order. We've got Femi, Ramsey, Hayskran, Northern with the best result of the season, I believe. Jimmy, Darkness, Cher, Baba Yaga, Vinny, Dutch, Tax, Scanlan, the Chaos Druid, Flying Grayson, Dookie, King Goose, Tafush, and Shep. And that rounds off your entire grid. Cool. Well, it's been a fun season. I'm not able to actually look at the Twitch chat today. I should have said that. So if anyone's messaged, I'm sorry. I just haven't been able to see what you've said. Just because of my setup today. I've just got the PlayStation. I've got no computer or laptop or whatever alongside me. But it's been a real pleasure to have you alongside us this season. We'll normally take a break of about a month before we start the next season, whilst we just work out who's getting promoted, who's getting demoted as well from Tier 1 coming down. We've also got some reserves. We've got some new drivers. They'll all be coming in. I don't think we'll do... Well, we can try and do a podium party. I'll see if anyone can join. But obviously, as the championship's already rounded off, it might be that we don't quite get anyone. But anyway, let's have a little look. But otherwise, we'll close off for the season. So I'm just going to see if we can get hold of Femi and Ramsey. Add those in. Maybe get Shep as well. See if we can just get a whole gang. Let's have a little look. Oh, I don't think he's appearing. This is the issue when some people appear offline. It becomes a real pain. Not their fault, it's just the PlayStation. Yeah, I can't seem to find him. But we'll see if we can grab Ramsey and Femi at least. If they can't join, it's not a problem. But I think to go through at least the provisional standings for Tier 2, Season 6, we've got Ramsey, the champion, that was decided before. And then we've got now, I think, Femi coming 2nd with the phenomenal end-of-season performances and consistency. Cher in 3rd. And I believe it's then Hayskran to take 4th, away from Shep, who then finishes 5th. Then there's a bit of a buffer. And you've got Northern, who takes home 6th and has his best ever finish, I think, in PRL, with 4th place today. But anyway, alongside me, we should now have Femi and Ramsey. Congratulations both. Really cool race, actually, but a lot more interesting than we thought it would be at the start. Femi, congrats on the win. Not only is that some of the best consistency I've ever seen in the close season, you've actually nabbed 2nd place in the standings from Cher.
Thank you. Yeah, I did. I'm gutted for him 'cause I know he had an issue at the start, and
Mm.
obviously then it was all over. And I knew if I beat him, I had a chance. No, it's a shame it was a bit of a damp squib in terms of that because it would have been
Mm.
fun to have a battle. So that's disappointing. But yeah, obviously I'm very happy with second. My only caveat being that obviously he missed a race, which it would be very close at the end if he had made that other one. But no, very happy, really happy with that. And major, massive congratulations to Ramsey because deserved title winner, I think, this season and drove a absolute stormer. So yeah, I would say it's a nice end for me to end the season on.
Yeah,
Thanks.
well said. Ramsey, obviously, we knew that you were the drivers' champion going into this, but in terms of the constructors, you only had a 7 point lead. I think Femi touched on it quite well. That there was the issue with there was actually I don't know if you saw, but I believe Cher had some sort of wheel or pedal issue off the start, just couldn't move, and that really did sort of seal the fate. And I think Dookie, his teammate, qualified right at the back and was in an instant. I think Chaos Druid completely wiped him out on the start finish line before turn one even began. So pretty much it was a bit of a damp squid, as Femi said. The constructors was basically over before turn one. But nonetheless, how did you kind of find it? Were you monitoring the constructors during the race?
No, I also, to be honest, I was unaware that there was gonna be a second Alpine driver. All I knew was that Corky can't make it.
Yep.
Uh, so I was pleasantly surprised to see Darkness in the car because he was really fast in Bahrain and he proved it again today. Um, so yeah, it was really tough to overtake him again. But
Yeah.
I don't know, I was in a different mindset. I thought, well, I got lucky winning the championship one race before the end, so I went for some quirky decisions today and it was kind of fun.
Yeah, starting on the soft tire. So you went soft onto hards. We were saying you might have done soft, medium, medium. How did you find the hards towards the end? Because you were still catching up with some drivers, but your tires were at least 10 laps older than theirs.
Yeah, I think I ended on 70%. Um,
Wow.
well, I don't know, the hard actually felt a lot better than the soft. I felt like I had no grip on the soft. I also spun on it, pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
Out of turn one. So yeah, I don't know. I think I didn't think it quite through because I had really low downforce setup, and the softs just didn't play well with that.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, in my race, I actually found the medium tire was much, much better than the hard, but maybe it's just a setup thing. I didn't run the soft at
Yeah,
all.
and that's where it was kind of unnecessary because I replaced the better tire basically. But I don't know. I was just, I wanted to do something different because the whole season was medium hard, hard medium, and it's just kind of boring. So,
Wow.
um,
Fair
yeah.
enough. I think really the only thing to mention is going into next season. I think we normally have like a 3 or 4 week break, but what are your thoughts in terms of promotions or demotions? I'm not going to get you to comment on other drivers. That's very harsh. But just for yourselves, where do you think you'll be next season? How do you sort of feel going into next season? Femi to kick off, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much guaranteed. I imagine me, Ramsey, probably Shep, maybe Hyde as well, probably get promoted because we've all been really, really good. And then next season, I don't know. I'm looking forward to racing with you again.
That's gonna be
I miss
fun.
racing. I miss racing with you. But no, it'd be fun. I've really enjoyed pushing for a title. I've not ever done that before, so that's fun. But
Yeah.
I'm quite. I don't know if you feel the same when you play like offline and it's really fun battling for seventh. I'm kind of looking forward to kind of having a bit of that where you push your hardest and you get a top five sort of finish. I think that would be quite a nice kind of very
Yeah.
different kind of racing. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to challenging myself to some harder drivers, some more challenging drivers, and seeing what happens. But I have no expectations. We'll see on race one how I fare.
Yeah, well. So I think going for like a midfield finish, that's kind of what I tried
Yeah,
to do the whole way through, and it was a really good laugh. And there's, like you say, some great drivers in tier one, and it does help you improve. So yeah,
exactly.
hopefully that works out for you. And I do hope you get promoted. I mean, I have no influence on it, but I hope you do.
Yeah, I do too.
Ramsey,
Thank you.
no, you're welcome. Ramsey, what about you? I think your promotion's guaranteed to tier one. There's some chat. I heard
Yeah.
some chat about you maybe going to Premier, but who knows about that one?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll race wherever, but won't make a lie out of it that I would prefer to be in tier one. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people will get promoted out of Tier 1. There's some really fast guys in there.
Absolutely. Yeah, the top four there are
And
next level.
so I'm actually on board with Femi. I would love if like 5 or 6 drivers from Tier 2 were put into Tier 1. Because I think the pace is there and would create a super tight field.
Yep.
Because everything from like rank 5, 6 in Tier 1 right now down to the last, I would say, is like roughly on our pace. So
I agree with that
that
completely.
would be really
Having seen the
interesting.
data of both races, like all the way through, because I've obviously driven Tier 1 and then Com Tier 2, I think you're spot on. In fact, I think my qualifying time was almost identical to like the top four or so in this Tier 2 race. So hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully you get promoted and it'll be a nice tight grid. That's really well said. But yeah, anyone have any closing remarks? I think I'm all out of questions.
Just as I said before, again, well done, Ramsey. It was a tough battle. We had a couple of little incidents, but no, I think you smashed it, and very well deserved. Congratulations, and I'm looking forward to next season and hopefully beating you next season.
Yeah, thank you. Your last 3 races were really, really amazing. I absolutely saw no land against you, so I'm really happy you pulled that out at the end of the season. Because
Thank you.
that would have been really difficult. I don't know, you won by 12 seconds today. I'm pretty sure the spin only cost me like 5, so yeah, hats off. And
4 wins and 3 third places for the last 7.
yeah,
The best
I
close
haven't won a
season
race
I've ever
until
seen.
This season. I think I won last year because Cher handed me a win, but I only won my first race properly this season. So, you know,
it was the same situation as in Brazil, where I literally thought that you didn't pit yet because you were so far ahead.
I'll take
I
it.
had no
I don't know,
idea.
Yeah, don't know
No
where it's come
idea
from,
what
but
happened.
yeah, I'll just win. I'll just keep winning next season as well. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll get those. We'll
let's
get those
go.
ins. But get the ins boys promoted up to Premier, and then yeah, you can have tier
Exactly.
tier 1 to yourself.
What a race that was.
Yeah,
Tier 1,
hats off on that. I won't comment too much on tier 1, but yeah, that was an amazing drive. I was nowhere near, but yeah, you lot just smashed it. Anyway, it's been a real pleasure from everyone at PRL, really. Hats off for the great driving. It's not always been the cleanest of tiers, let's say, but it's always been interesting. And I think we'll have 3 or 4 week break before next season, so stay tuned. Anyone that's still on Twitch, I think we'll announce on there on the schedule when the next race is. But yeah, from everyone here, thanks so much for tuning in, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks, Lucas 8. We'll see you
Thank
in
you.
Tier 1, hopefully.
Yeah, see you next season.
Yeah, thanks a lot.